Of course, viewers, we're going to be talking about Bangladesh, which is preparing for one of its most heavily guarded general elections, with authorities classifying more than half of the country's polling stations as vulnerable to potential disturbances. Officials have said that nearly 90% of voting centers will be monitored by CCTV cameras, while additional security forces will be deployed across the country, particularly in the capital Dhaka. According to police estimates, around 24,000 of the country's nearly 43,000 polling centers have been marked as either high or moderate risk. In Dhaka alone, 1,614 out of 2,131 centers have been identified as sensitive. However, the army has stated that it considers only 2 centers in the capital to be particularly risky. Brian Thomas is joining me with more details. Brian, over to you.
Well, yes, more than 50% of polling centers for Bangladesh's national elections have been classified as high or medium risk by security officials as the country prepares for voting on February 12th, that is tomorrow. Even according to the Inspector General of Police, roughly 24,000 out about 42,700 polling centers fall into the high or moderate risk category based on assessment of local dynamics and past incidents. Around even 8,770 centers have been designated high risk, with an additional 16,000 marked as medium risk, while the remainder are considered general risk locations. Even to help ensure safety and deter possible violence or disruptions, the Election Commission and law enforcement agencies have rolled out security measures such as CCTV cameras. Police in the capital Dhaka and other areas are being equipped with body-worn cameras. All 3-tier security system is in place. Even in Dhaka city alone, police have identified 37 specific polling centers as risky. Authorities report that this deployment with tens of thousands of police, Ansar and village defense party members, border guard Bangladesh personnel and military support is designed to ensure the electorate can vote in a peaceful and orderly environment. And this heightened security also focus on this amid a political charged atmosphere, also with pre-poll tensions also going on and sporadic clashes reported in some constituency in the run-up to the polls. Yes.
All right, Brian, stay on with me. Now, Election Commissioner Abul Fazl Mohammad Sanaullah said security arrangements were being made following detailed assessments of local conditions. Speaking at a media briefing on Tuesday night, he said deployment plans were based on the sensitivity of each area. He added that the Election Commission expected law enforcement agencies to ensure a peaceful environment during and after voting. Sanaullah said the Commission was generally satisfied with the law and order situation, noting that conditions were better than in previous years. Back to you, Brian.
Well, Vaishali, clearly, as of now, minority communities in Bangladesh, especially Hindus now, are actually expressing deep anxiety and fear ahead of tomorrow national elections that is going to be held there, with many saying that casting their vote has been reduced to a life or death circulations. Not only that, very importantly, local activists, human rights groups say that Hindu voters in densely populated minority areas are being psychologically even coerced and subjected to selective intimidation, raising serious concerns over free political safety and participation in the crucial polls. Not only that, there are some sources also tracking violence and communal tensions report a significant surge in attacks on minorities since the interim government took power following the political upheaval that happened 2 years back, that is in 2024. Even there have been over 2,000 incidents of communal violence, including killings, assault on women, and even attacks on places of worship. Not only that, local advocates describe a climate where minority residents are being pressured to reveal or justify political preferences, socially and political stereotypes, even reluctant to go to polling centers due to fear of confrontation or being signaled out amid sporadic election-related violence. Not only that, a Hindu voter in Khulna also been saying that even engaging in the election discussions feel risky as local social tensions and political polarization are forcing families to self-censor for safety as well. Yes.
All right, Brian, stay on with me. Now, Hindu families across Bangladesh are reporting alleged coercion and voter suppression ahead of the February 12 national elections. Minority voters in high-density Hindu areas claim a campaign of intimidation and selective violence is aimed at discouraging their participation, with some describing voting as a life or death decision. Residents allege that local activists frequently linked to Jamaat-e-Islami have issued direct warnings, marked homes and circulated lists of those intending to vote. Threats are reportedly being spread through temples, markets, and neighborhood lanes, creating what many describe as a climate of fear sufficient to keep voters indoors on polling day. Amid recent clashes between Bangladesh Nationalist Party and Jamaat supporters, minority communities say they feel increasingly exposed. Many Hindu voters claim they're being labeled as automatic supporters of the ousted Awami League, making them targets. Back to you, Brian.
Well, Vaishali, clearly now security data collected by police and civil security groups show hundreds of political motivated clashes, protests and violence incidents across Bangladesh since the election schedule was announced. Now with both parties and allied groups involved, authorities have deployed, yes, thousands of security personnel, but still the minorities there are still facing that fear, that anxiety, and even the reluctant to go to polling centers due to the violence itself. Not only that, human rights bodies also warn that the election, while historic in its return to a competitive contest, is folding under a cloud of fear for minorities who still believe their right to vote freely and without intimidation is at risk. In some areas, even minority households speak of avoiding public political engagement altogether, concerned that visibility on polling day could even invite retaliation itself. Yes.